Jordan Mason going to be used quite a bit in 2025, and he's one of our biggest sleeping giant running backs that can win a league from the later round, double-digit round territory. People won't see him coming, though, because he got traded into what is perceived to be a crowded running back room with Aaron Jones leading the way, getting a new extension. But Aaron Jones is an old man. Aaron Jones is going to heed way to this man on early down work, according to Kevin O'Connell, who said that he's the 1B to Aaron Jones's 1A. He's not calling him a 1 and a 2. This is a 1B, and he's going to get goal line work. This is maybe a 10-touchdown running back at the cost of a double-digit round pick. And again, he is probably going to be on the midseason monster list, if not the Moonman list. We've got Kyle Shanahan aging like crazy. That is actually 10 years from now on the graphic. Shanahan, look at 8 years ago. The Niner head coach job. It ages you more than the presidency. In 8 years, he went from the left photo to the photo on the right. And I put him through an age filter on TikTok for 10 years from now. This is what popped up. This is bad. Right or wrong, like Kyle, don't like Kyle. You got to feel bad for the guy. He's wearing the stress all over his face. But we also have Brandon Aiyuk. A lot of Niner-related stuff. The Mason's not a Niner anymore. But Jordan Mason is, part of that Niner situation that blossoms a lot of players. It blossoms a lot of coaches. It's got a good coaching tree, and they certainly develop running backs well. Jordan Mason escaped. He's in Minnesota. So, ironically, all three of these topics have ties to the Niners. Brandon Aiyuk, his contract is locked in. It is triggered for 2026. He is not getting traded. He is no longer it's not even a possibility to trade him at this point for anybody holding on to that kind of hope. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So I got to say, Brandon Aiyuk had almost a zero chance of getting traded anyway. But especially with the ACL, he's probably not going to be ready until midseason. So anybody expecting Aiyuk to be of service to you in 2025, you're not going to get much out of him, even when he comes back from his ACL tear midseason. He was a head case and playing like garbage before he tore his ACL. So he's going to have to get over that, whatever was creating that situation. Now he's maybe losing his job, right? You've got Jennings coming in to be the number one. You got Ricky Pearsall, who's going to have half a season to grab a hold of the 2 job. And then Aiyuk's supposed to just come back in and take over. He's going to be struggling with that mental hurdle as well. So a total avoid for me in 2025. I want nothing to do with Brandon Aiyuk. And now he's going to have 2 years burned on his contract, essentially, at that point. Because last year got injured, and then this year is going to be a waste of a year. So 2 years of his contract's already burned. He's going to want an extension after 1 more year. I don't think he'll get it. And again, over to this situation here, this is part of why Kyle Shanahan has aged like a president on Fast Forward. Partially because of this man right here. And, the decisions made around Trey Lance and how that all unfolded. The Niners are definitely rebuilding right now. I know a lot of Niner fans think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, but they're definitely rebuilding. But anyway, let's move on from the Niners. There's not a lot to even talk about right now. Christian McCaffrey, we've already gone over that. We'll probably have another video and update on Christian McCaffrey because his ADP continues to sit and ferment right at the top of round 2. And that's a risky territory, but that's for another show. CMC is not somebody I recommend you draft in 2025. This show is going to be a positive show, despite this right here. Maybe we should take Shanahan off the screen. It's going to give kids nightmares. If you've got kids in the house, don't let them in the room. Don't let them see the screen. Shanahan's scaring you. He's scaring all the kids. Jordan Mason is such an amazing prospect in fantasy football 2025. 25. Let's put him on the midseason monster, but dare I say he'll be on the Moon Man list as well. Midseason monsters are looking really spry. We got Davis. We've got, of course, Bigsby and Charbonnet are two of my favorite midseason monsters this year. We got Milton, who's a nice little surprise, kind of like a shot in the dark, kind of more of the big swing, like let's be impressive and come with the thunder and have that guy just, rock everyone's world. And here we are predicting it when no one's even seen it coming. Jordan Mason was that last year. Jordan Mason was the out of nowhere, people thought we were crazy prediction. And Jordan Mason, who I got to get his new, I don't know if he's got a new image or not. I got to get his new image. Jordan Mason is going to win leagues or help assist win leagues like he did last year. And so Jordan Mason, you are a midseason monster for the moment, probably a eventual moon man. But this is a 10 touchdown capable running back. This is a running back that's sitting in the most vulnerable starting position ahead of him in Aaron Jones, being that Aaron Jones is an old man at this point. Aaron Jones is often injured. Even if he's played with the injuries, he's had injuries his entire career. He struggled very early on staying on the field, and then he started to stay on the field, and give him credit for that. And he's had a marvelous career, and even goes so far as to say, let's give him a standing ovation. Aaron Jones, you've earned this standing ovation. You've been amazing. This is not a negative show on Aaron Jones at all. And Aaron Jones could be great for a month of football, which is why this feels like a very, very good, list to have Mason on, because Mason might not deliver what we want in week 1, in week 2, in week 3. So it really is a fitting list. I want to force him on the Moon Man list because I'm so excited about him, but it is a strategic game of balancing the boards. The Moon Man, the Mars Man, the Saturn Man, the Jupiter Man. We can't send everybody
To Jupiter.
because then we'd have no real shock value left in the predictions anymore. So Mason right now sits on the midseason monster list, and I think it's very fitting. It's a very good place for him to be, and I think he can win leagues from that position. But this is a 10 touchdown capable player. It could take him a month. It could take him 7 months to get into the job. Where's my Masonite video when I need it? I think it's right here.
Well, no going back now. You sure you want to do this, Kyle? Yeah, we have to. Let's go. Start the procedure. Well, no going.
I think this is the video. Let's put this one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
We
is
have
it.
to. Let's go. Start the procedure.
This is the original. Gonna put that head on that body. Bye-bye, Christian McCaffrey.
Masonites assemble.
We still got the Grendonites. I mean, Grendo's his own, little situation that I'm excited about. I like Grendo a lot. And we could talk about that as well. Like how likely are we to see Grendo climb into the starting lineup if we doubt Christian McCaffrey so much, right? But the only thing that makes me have a little bit of pause is that I believe that we're looking at the Niners drafting another young, exciting rookie running back like Scatterboo. So right now we got to kind of pause on Grendo. We can still put him on a midseason monster list if we want to. I love him. I love Grendo. You guys know that. I love Grendo and Mason. Mason's just in a very, very solid spot where Grendo, we don't know what happens. If they take Scatterboo, Grendo goes, not to nothing, but he goes to obscurity and becomes an enigma. Versus right now, Mason, we know what he is. He's a sleeping giant cemented into the 2 spot while the 1 spot is vulnerable. The 1 spot is an old man. And Jordan Mason can get you 10 TDs from a double-digit round territory, and he could cook.
Let him cook.
The 1 spot is an old man. Jordan Mason can get 10 TDs from a double I mean, he could truly cook from the double-digit round territory. I'm excited about Jordan Mason. So excited, I'm going to take a couple phone calls and see how excited you are about Jordan Mason. Dial into the show. Do it live.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Now, we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is roughly 2 hours from now, right? An hour and 55 minutes from now. So, not trying to tell you I'm leaving yet, but I might have to jump off quickly in a few minutes abruptly. Okay, but for right now, the phone lines are open until that moment happens. But just know I might just ice the show immediately because I got a few deliveries and things going on here in the studio. Nothing crazy or urgent or anything that's a big deal really, but I need to take care of it. So I might jump out of here, but the phone lines are open if anybody wants to dial in and have a conversation about this man, this mid-season monster known as Jordan Mason, that for some reason a lot of people still won't see him coming. And that makes me laugh. That makes me excited. That makes me feel. Jordan Schultz is posting something on Twitter. The Tush push continues to be a major topic of debate among league circles. A current NFL GM told me, I think it's pretty soft to ban a play just because you can't stop it. That's exactly what I've been saying. This is a current NFL GM. Maybe it's the Eagles GM. But I'll leave the names out of it, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Look, I've been saying this a lot. Soft. You want to ban the Tush push? Soft stance, buddy. You heard me. I'll continue to say it. It's soft. You want to dial into my phone line and debate it with me? That's fine, but it's soft. You wanting to ban the Tush push? I'm talking to you out there, Bob and Steve 10157. It's soft. It's soft. You know what's not soft? Jordan Mason.
Let him cook.
Phone lines are open. Tebow says Mason better go to the moon. I've got him in 58% of my pre-draft best ball leagues right now. He doesn't even need to go to the moon. You're still not risking. I mean, of course you don't want to have a nothing burger player. He's not going to be a nothing burger. But even if I'm wrong on Jordan Mason, which we weren't last year, were we? No, we weren't. Even if I'm wrong on Jordan Mason, the risk is near zero. Even if we're wrong, this is what you need to tell your wives and significant others. Even when I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. That's the way that's it's a difficult thing to hear for a significant other, but I'll tell you right now, even if we're wrong on Jordan Mason, we're not, because it doesn't cost you a dime. It's all upside, baby. Zero risk. We've got a caller in here. Is this Pete? Jordan?
Jordan.
What's up, Jordan? You're live.
First of all, Jordan Mason has one of the best names in the game.
Well, yeah, you share it. Of course, Jordan. Yeah, Masonites.
Jordan.
Yeah, Masonites are pretty damn. Yeah, the fan club name is better than anybody's. Masonites. I mean, come on. Mason.
I mean, last year he came in as a backup, showed what he could do, and then Shanahan dropped the ball and let him get any more opportunities, and then the season did the same thing. We know what he's capable of. Probably just going to do it again. So, legendary name. He has a good game about him. He's been learning from McCaffrey. And as long as he sits behind Aaron Jones, he'll learn something from him. And once he learns the offense,
he doesn't even, the thing is, Jordan, he doesn't even need to learn the offense. They're already plugging him straight in day one as the 1B and goal line short yardage specialist. So, like, what you're saying is true. Once he learns the offense even more, he becomes even more dangerous to take the whole job. Like, this guy from Jump Street, bro, might be flex worthy. And he's going in double-digit rounds. I don't understand. They traded for him, too. Like, people have to realize they made a huge sacrifice and decision, a targeted decision to go get Jordan Mason. Not bringing a free agent, not bringing J.K. Dobbins, who's still like an attractive option to add to a team. They went and said, we want Jordan Mason, and we're trading for Jordan Mason. So they obviously feel really good about this kid, and that makes me feel.
Not only that, but I love when a running back is in a situation where you have elite pass catchers around you.
Yeah.
It's honest.
Oh, bro.
You got Jordan Addison, you got Justin Jefferson, and T.J. Hawkins. And then not only that, you have a rookie quarterback they're going to need to lean on the run game with. Yeah, it's going to be all Jordan Mason to the moon once he gets that.
He's going to be ripping off wide open rushing lane runs. Like, it's going to be, he's going to have so much room to navigate. Imagine JJ running downfield. Imagine Addison running downfield. Imagine running behind this offensive line. Imagine running in a scheme that you know, as much as I give the Vikings a little bit of a hard time right now with their decisions about how they're approaching JJ McCarthy, and I disagree with everything they're doing right now. This is still an amazing system, which clearly took Sam Darnold and turned him into a prince for a while. Turned back into a pumpkin, his slipper fell off, but he was amazing, you know, considering. So no matter who's in the lineup, they'll do well, but they're certainly not making the right decisions with how they support JJ McCarthy right now. If JJ McCarthy's their guy, I think that they might be telling us something. The report today even suggested, and this is just, you know, a bunch of chatter, it's not coming from the team necessarily, but a lot of people close to the situation are saying that they believe that the Vikings want to postpone the JJ McCarthy project for one more year. They want to postpone it. They have a desire to postpone it for one more calendar year. So I just, you know, that tells you something. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with the Vikings if that is actually their stance and that's why they're doing what they're doing. Then I can say this is explainable. But if they, my caveat is, if they want McCarthy to be the guy, and if they end up eventually saying, yeah, I don't like these options, let's go to McCarthy now, then I disagree with everything they're doing. If McCarthy starts week one, they've made a grave mistake by approaching it the way they've approached it. It's a confidence shot. You know, not saying that McCarthy can't overcome it or that he's bad. I'm just saying this is not the way to approach it. Unless the Vikings are truly worried about him and they don't want to start him, and then they're trying to do it quietly, and then it makes sense. One of the two things is happening.
Isn't O'Connell Coach of the Year? Did he win the Coach of the Year award?
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that, you know, like I said, so they're either doing one of the two things. They're either doing the right thing by trying to find a different quarterback because they don't believe this is going to go the right way this year. Maybe they do next year. Maybe they just wanted to learn, whatever the case may be. But if they go in the direction of starting him, they've caused some damage that we can't measure. That's all I'm saying. But if they decide to go with a different quarterback, they bring in Aaron Rodgers last second, which doesn't seem to be the case. He seems to be a Steeler. You know, then we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, what if they draft?
What they're gonna do in the draft?
Yeah. What if there's rumors, and I don't think they can work because of dead cap. But there's rumors that, and these are just rumors in Viking circles, that they want to trade for Herbert. Herbert and Harbaugh loves JJM. Harbaugh thinks JJM is the best thing ever. So, you know, if they can stomach the dead cap, we've heard that rumor for a year and a half now, that the Vikings want Justin Herbert. Can you imagine Justin Herbert to JJ? Oh my God, Herbert to Jefferson. Break the NFL. What?
Herbert is underrated, man.
He's underrated, bro, but he's never going to be a great player in Harbaugh's system, because Harbaugh's going to ask him to do the bare minimum, wear just enough flair. He's not going to ask him to wear 50 pieces of flair. The minimum's only 18. So he's going to say, you put on 18 little pieces of flair. You know what I'm talking about, or no? You too young for that?
Yeah.
You know what am I talking about then?
You say you put on 18 pieces of flair.
I knew you didn't know. You're pretending you do. That's from Office Space. Office Space. Anybody hasn't watched Yeah, you too young. That's what I said. You're too young for that. You got to watch Office Space. He goes to work, or she goes to work. She wears just the bare minimum at Applebee's. I think it's Applebee's. She wears the bare minimum of flair. Flair is like your pin. And the boss comes up to her and goes, I'm really kind of thinking you should be wearing more flair. And she's like, what's the requirement? He's like, well, like I kind of forget what the verbatim verbiage was, but it's like 10 pieces of flare. She's like, so the requirement's 10. I'm wearing 10. He goes, but we'd like it if you'd wear more. Herbert can't wear all the flare that he wants to wear. He's limited to wearing the 10 minimum pieces of flare. It's like a gas pedal on a go-kart. Harbaugh's only allowing Herbert's gas pedal to go down halfway. So we want him to go somewhere else. But man, imagine JJ catching balls from Herbert. Gets my juices flowing. I feel like John Gruden.
Let him cook.
All right, hey, I gotta.
Excited, man. I don't think that'll happen.
I know. I gotta go, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Calling later. Woo! All right, guys. I'll see you all later. I'll be back. I'll be back, baby. We're gonna be live in an hour and 45 minutes on the 8 p.m. show because we're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Live when big news breaks because that's how Dad did it. That's how America does it, and it's worked out pretty good so far.
Well, no going back now. You sure you want to do this, Kyle? Yeah. We have to. Let's go. Start the procedure. Masonites assemble.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live whenever big news breaks on additional live streams. And live a lot of graveyard shifts at midnight. So 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Additional live streams whenever news breaks. If you're sitting around and news breaks and you go, oh, I wonder where I can learn about this. I wonder who's breaking this live breaking news down right now. The answer is this show, this channel, because we do it live.